So tell me about what you like about Iowa.
I like living in Iowa because of the economic affordability for myself because I'm a single parent. The child support recovery centers that they help to have the father pay for my daughter and the homes that we get to live in because rent here is cheaper than most states. And I like how you can get around here. It's a smaller area. You pretty much know where everything is.
Now, what about like education? What do you feel like? Do you feel like your child gets a good education here in Iowa?
I think Des Moines schools actually are horrible, but we moved to Carlisle so that she could get education from there, which I think is a really good school.
All right. What do you think about like traffic and commuting around the state? Can you get almost anywhere within a few minutes, or is traffic really bad?
Around 5 o'clock traffic is pretty bad, 4 to 5 o'clock. Otherwise, it's pretty good getting anywhere you want. It's not really that like congested like New York and other states, but it has times when it can be that way.
Tell me something that makes you proud of being in Iowa.
Oh, sports. You got Iowa State, Iowa. You have Buccaneers you can go to. There's museums. There's the Capitol building. There's all these wonderful things that you can see in Iowa. You can drive 10 minutes in the city or you can go out to the country. It's just like so close all together, and it's just a beautiful area to live in.
So you can be hustle and bustling in the city and then be Farmville in 5 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you talked about like museums and art and like the Capitol building. So there's a lot of culture here. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do around the state that you can do the same thing in New York, but here you can do it for free.
Yeah, the Art Center, Historical Center, the Capitol. My daughter and I visit it every year, maybe twice, 2-3 times, as many times as we can possibly go. And we love to go look at the exhibits, even though we've seen them before. We can just go see what's new, and we learn a lot of history.
And you talk about sports. I mean, you talk about Iowa State, UNI, and Iowa sports. But we also have the Iowa Cubs.
Yeah, we do have the Iowa Cubs. We have the Buccaneers, the Wolves, I think.
Yeah.
We have different sports that we can go to and view at any
You got
time.
2 hockey teams. You got 2 baseball team, and then plus the college sports, and then you got the Drake also has sports too. So you kind of have.
Drake Relays is
Drake
a huge
Relays.
one around that time, and that's fun to go to as well, to see all the runners from different states coming around to compete together.
So you kind of have like all this stuff, and all the Broadway plays come to downtown Des Moines. Have you ever seen any of those?
Any what?
All the Broadway plays that come downtown.
Oh yes, I love that. That's my favorite. Les Miserables is my favorite play. I've also seen like Rent, Stomp. I love going to the.
How much are those tickets?
They're actually reasonable. It's like, I think the last one I went to was like around $30 for.
$30. Do you know how much those tickets would probably cost you in New York?
Oh, probably a lot more.
They could be up to a couple of $100s.
It depends on where you want to sit. If you want to sit in the front row and have really good seats, yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more. But it probably would be around 70 or so, depending upon the play.
Yeah, and we're talking, nosebleed seats for $200 in New York, so it's a pretty big difference.
I've actually been to New York on Broadway and seen Les Mis, and then I've seen it here.
What was the difference?
And I loved it here more than on Broadway, because being in the nosebleeds, you can see everything that happened on the actual stage. So when he goes underground, you could see the fog going on, and then he would just you could see him go underground. But at the Civic Center, it was just it was amazing. The whole setup, the way that they have the seats and everything like that, you just never knew.
So you could really immerse yourself into the environment where New York, It was like, oh look, he's got strings, that's how he can fly.
Yeah, that's the part that sucked because it was in the nosebleeds. It was just so high up, you could see everything that they were doing.
It takes a lot of it. But what about food? What about cuisine and for foodies?
There's tons of different kinds of foods here. We don't have I'm trying to think of that. Anyway, we have Chinese restaurants. We have different restaurants, all kinds of eats, all kinds of different things that you can do. Barbecue is really big here in Iowa. There's, of course, the state fair, which is huge, and I love that because then you can enjoy any type of food that you really want to do. You can walk around, enjoy people sing. It's just a fun time, the Iowa State Fair. And there's tons of restaurants here. There's kid-friendly restaurants that offer free foods on certain nights for kids that help out with your, with your budget to feed your child and actually get them out.
So basically, you're saying that you can do everything you can do anywhere else, but you can do it in Iowa for like an eighth of the price.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been to different states, and I wouldn't imagine ever living there with the price of things compared to there to here.
And you can have some serious careers here too. You work for a large national bank.
I do. I work for a large national bank. I've worked there for almost 20 years, but there's different companies here that you can work for. There's 50, 75 banks that you can go to. There's different companies, different aspirations that you can go to. Lots of colleges that you can go to around here that help out, that actually give you funding for different things, for if you're a single parent or if you need help with that.
So you can come to Iowa, get an education that's more affordable than other places, and then find a career here in Iowa that's the same ability and aspirations that you would try to achieve in much larger cities, but you can do it here with a much easier ability of...
Absolutely, and the transportation or the commute back and forth is shorter, so you get to spend more time with your family rather than on the road driving back and forth.
Well, that sounds like, Iowa's the choice for everyone. I don't know why everyone doesn't just pack up and move to Iowa.
That would be great. I would love that, but yeah, we'll take as many as we can.
Yeah, because we're Iowa nice, and we like having friendly neighbors. All right, everyone, this is my friend Carrie. She wanted to tell everyone about why Iowa's awesome and why you should come and visit. So thanks for watching. Peace out.